Hey guys, on our figs as well as YouTube, this is Palazzo Photo, checking in from the orchard here in Bryan, Texas, Zone 8B. It is May, I don't even know what the date is, May, let's see, about May 15th or so. I think this is the third year in the orchard. You can see we got a ton of growth. We didn't have a lot of dieback from freeze last year, as these trees have gotten quite a bit larger. Just take you through some of the rows here. Lots of weeds. It's been raining a ton, so a lot of growth, but no weed eating happening in the rain. You can see these ones up front here, quite a bit larger. The soil right in this area is a little bit sandier, so these need a little bit more fertilizer. They're not growing as much. Then as we get towards the back, we start seeing a little bit more growth. Pan around here and you can see all the pluots, plumcots, nectar plums, peaches, plums. On that first row there, those things have just exploded. Unfortunately, a lot of them got knocked off with a late freeze, but we've got some nectar plums and some nectarines and other stuff that's doing really well. I'll pan over here and you can see there's a Primark Freedom Blackberry. This guy's just loaded, and I trimmed this guy back and it's just massive. You can see the pomegranates over here. These are all UC Davis pomegranates that you see out there, with the exception of these two right here. Those are just wonderfuls. Which the pomegranates here in 8B they're getting some dieback, they're getting some freeze back on these younger trees, but they seem to take it fine, and then they still put out some blooms, not a ton. So we'll see over time. If we have a couple mild winters and they can put some size on, I think they're gonna fare a lot better. But we'll see. You guys can see the loquat. This is the original big loquat we had. Something really cool I've got right here. I've got a che. This is a seedless che from Edible Landscaping. I cloned a bunch of these. And then I'll show you in the distance over here, we've got these huge ones. I planted those a little bit earlier. So this is two che trees, and they've only been in the ground 2 years, and those are grafted on Osage orange rootstock, which actually grows native. That's what we see in the background right here. All these trees lining this little gully are Osage orange, so that rootstock obviously does really well out here. But those things grow just like crazy. I mean, they grow really well in pots, but as soon as you put them in the ground, they just take off. There's a Celeste, I believe. Loquats get knocked out a lot of times from a late freeze. This year the blooms were so early that the fruit had already formed, and the fruit kind of got stunted from the freeze, but it held on, and the fruits didn't get very big. But here in 8B, I mean, you probably get a good loquat crop once every 3 years, but they put on a ton, so I think it's still a good tree to have, even sort of at the boundary here on 8B where they would do well. Pan around, there's a small loquat, and then I've got some more recently planted peaches and plums and stuff like that. I'll come down here and show you guys this. We got apples and pears and stuff. With this stuff, it's a constant fight against blight. We don't spray anything here, so you know, these apples, if they make it, they make it. They don't, they don't. Same with the pears. You know, we're trying to plant stuff that's pretty blight resistant, but we can just get a ton of rain some years and it can't handle it. We got an Anna here that's loaded, but I don't know if this tree will make it or not. And then we've got a Fuji here that's done great, but it really hasn't had adequate pollination, so really hasn't put on much fruit. And then the pear trees seem to do really good. This is a Orient and a something else. Let's see, an Orient and an Ayers. Yeah. So let me step back So that's kind of the whole orchard the way it is right now. I've got a ton more trees I need to plant on the back of the property. Don't know when that'll happen, but keep you guys posted, and I'll post some more videos when all the fig trees are fruiting, and show you guys some of the varieties. Thanks again, Palazzo Photo.